So welcome to our interview today. Today's interview is with Matt Panos, Gecko Dude. So Matt, tell us how you got started with your reptile business and when did your love for reptiles first start?
Well, basically it started when I was a little boy. I was probably about 3 and I caught my first garter snake out in a field near my house. And then it pretty much grew from there. By the time I was in kindergarten, I had a box turtle that my mom had gotten for me. And then my dad had also got a boa constrictor for us by the time I was 5. And I continued to collect animals from there.
Nice. So then what happened?
Well, basically, I was collecting animals up until I was probably in 5th or 6th grade. And by that time, I had probably over 20 snakes and at least 15 or 16 different kinds of lizards and geckos, including chameleons as well. And my goal, ever since I was probably in 3rd grade, was to breed reptiles as a hobby and to actually sell them and make money off them, because I knew other people were doing that.
So how'd you get into selling them? What happened then?
Well, basically I bred my first geckos when I was 15 years old. I read a few books on how to properly keep them and breed them and hatch out the eggs, and I hatched them out and I sold my first pair of babies to a local pet shop for $15 each, and that was pretty much my first sale.
So what were you able to do through selling the reptiles? What happened next?
Basically this grew. I found out that there was people all over the world breeding different kinds of reptiles and breeding geckos, and they were selling them for different amounts of money on the internet based on how rare the animals were. So I knew, if I bought a rare pair of geckos and I bred them, that I could actually make a profit off of that. So I started spending money on building my collection. I probably spent almost close to $10,000 over the course of a couple of years, and I was able to do that by working at a local drugstore and saving my money.
So you worked at the drugstore, living at home.
Living at home, yeah.
Took the extra money and bought geckos, bred them, sold them online. How'd you sell them online? How'd that go?
Well, okay, so when I started breeding larger quantities of animals and more expensive animals, I realized I needed to have a website, because some of these geckos would sell for between $300 all the way up to almost $3,000.
Wow.
Per gecko. And a local pet store won't buy that, but there are customers online that will pay that money for the animal. So I realized I had to make a website. I took a class at a local community college on how to do basic programming.
Were you still in high school then?
This would be after I graduated from high school. Okay. I had time, and I took the class intending to just get the information I needed, and then I dropped it. So I don't encourage that, but I took the class for a few weeks, got the information I needed, and then I made my website, and then I started putting my animals on the website and selling them.
Okay. So what did that lead to?
Well, basically, during this time, I was in a transition period between high school and college, and I knew I wanted to go to college. Right. So I applied with a few of the different universities, and I ended up getting accepted to UC Santa Cruz, and I chose that school. And I was actually able to pay for my first year of school by breeding my geckos, and I also was able to buy a car as well.
Wow. So let me get this right. You paid for your first year of college and bought yourself a car just out of your house, made your own website, gecko business. I like this.
Yeah. So it's pretty exciting. While I was in school, I figured, I really like talking to people and helping people out, so I thought I wanted to do psychology as a major, but I later found out that that's not what I wanted. I switched to biology because of my love for animals, but I realized that I wasn't as much into the biological aspect. I was more into the business side of what I was doing.
Right.
So I switched my major again to business management and economics, and that led to the job that I have now.
So tell me about that job.
Well, now I'm the Western Central Sales Director for ZooMed Laboratories, and we manufacture pet supplies for birds, fish, and reptiles. We sell products in the United States and also in 42 other countries. So we're a worldwide company, and basically I got the job by applying after I graduated from college. I applied for this job as a regional sales director, and I had no idea that I would get it. I was just applying just because it sounded like a great job, but I had no expectations. And just so you guys know, I found the job on an online forum. Like, I mean, I'm a gecko geek, I'm a reptile geek, so I'd explore online forums, and there was an employment opportunity section on one of the websites I went to, and I clicked on it, and that's where I found my job. So I applied for my current job, and my boss actually knew who I was, per se, because of my gecko business. He was able to look up my website, and they had heard of me before.
Wow.
And just basically from having my business, it gave me credibility for the job that I have now.
So do you consider your job challenging, fun, difficult, love it, hate it?
My job is challenging in the sense that I travel a lot, so I'm not home very much. I'm usually only home on the weekends. But it's very rewarding because I love reptiles and I love animals in general. And so getting paid to go into pet stores and to talk with distributors about my love for animals and how to take care of them is very rewarding. That part does not feel like work at all, just because I'm so passionate about what I'm doing.
Nice.
Basically, I've made my hobby into a career.
That's awesome, because he pretty much encapsulated it for me. The thing I love about Matt is as you hear, he's had this love for reptiles since he was 3.
Yeah, since I was 3.
Yeah, and he's literally getting to work with the product that he loves so much, and I think he's a really good example of what we're trying to do here at One Life Fully Live, and that's help you find the career based around the things you love to do. Yeah. And if you do what you love what you do, and I think Matt represents a really good example of that. And we really thank you for the interview.
Oh yeah, thanks for having me.
Yep, thanks Matt.